You've got to be alive.
And welcome back to part 19 of The Evil Within. This time, we're going to work our way through the subway area to try and make it to Beacon Mental Hospital. This chapter's forgettable, to be honest. Like, it's got a nice boss fight at the end, but the actual chapter itself, I don't know, I just don't remember it that well. No matter how many times I go through this game, I always end up forgetting it. Which might make this a tad more interesting, because I'm not sure what to expect. Well, I have a good idea, and I'll remember the pieces as we go, just overall. Right, these enemies, just like before, a good flashbolt will deal with them. See? There's the boss at the end, the Quell. That thing's not actually that hard, it's just quick. And so it can catch you off if you're not prepared, but by this point in the game, you've dealt with worse. Oh, hello. Thankfully the game's being really generous by putting loads of traps everywhere, so I can actually like get upgrades out of it, and then get more bolts even out of it so I can make more stuff to keep me going. Oh, another map fragment. Let's use the big health pick we just got. Oh, our health bar's actually really big now. When you think about where we started, it was just about where the matches are shown, and now it's like circled right round. That's actually quite cool. Actually being able to see the difference it makes. Oh yeah, apologies for the huge delay in uploads that we've had. Well, like in a few months' time, this won't matter at all. But I'm going through like the exam period at college right now, and so it's kind of hard to do what I need to with recordings and get through exams. This is saying that Myra is actually still out there, but she's got too close to finding out the truth, and then she had to leave for safety. Like so then Sebastian was safe. Alright, game. I mean, trying to hint at something. If you use your green gel, you got 11,000 of it. Let's have a look. Because it's reached a point in the game where I'm not actually that fussed with what I've upgraded with, because what we're on right now can easily carry us through the rest of the game, so I'm not particularly fussed. But to be fair, if you want to get ballsy, you can carry yourself through the whole game without a single upgrade. It's just quite difficult. But in terms of comfortability, I think I'm at the best where we can be. And I also don't want to get too powerful, because I want the final boss to still be a challenge when we come to it in chapter 15. I don't want to completely cakewalk the final boss, because I feel like that'd be a bit disappointing. I don't particularly need to save, I'm just like looking around. Yeah, we'll get out of here though. To be fair, playing Bloodborne, because I got that recently, if you haven't noticed in the videos about Bloodborne's been a bit of a distraction from recording as well. So I've been going to that in my spare time instead of recording this, just because I mean, it's a great game. And this is coming from the guy who's not much of a Souls fan. I just enjoyed Bloodborne a lot. I was really pleasantly surprised. Did that guy just kill himself? Yeah, like, since I finished playing through Bloodborne, as you saw I uploaded the final boss, I can get back to work on this, now my distraction's gone. Even though I still personally disagree with it forcing you in the New Game Plus when you beat the final boss. For a game that has, it's not like full on open world, but it's open enough that I think that you're bound to miss stuff but when it forces into New Game Plus, stuff that most players won't get unless they beat the, like, you know, like in some games like you beat the final boss and then you find the secret stuff. A lot of players who do that can't do that now, and you have to go and do it. And if you do try and 100% it, you end up with so many blood echoes that you can make yourself stupidly overpowered against the final boss. So I don't know, just personally I felt that was the only real criticism, and that missed. And that missed. Fuck it. Yeah, but that's not the only real criticism. I don't like it being forced in the New Game Plus. But other than that, I actually really enjoyed it and was very pleasantly surprised. Well, let's play it though, hell no. There's a certain level of professionalism you gotta have with From Software's game, a certain level that I simply do not have yet, nor will I for quite a while. Maybe someday in the future I'll go for it, but not anytime soon. Because I feel like I need to do a few more run-throughs of the actual game and almost understand it more before I even attempt any kind of run-through of it. Well, I say, but that won't be for ages yet. Anyway, back to this. We are working our way through yes, through instead of through. Anyway, we're working our way through the subway line because, as you noticed last chapter, there is a train that could have worked perfectly as a bridge to the mental hospital, so we're trying to get to it. And a lot of the sections here, they're not they're challenging, but they're not necessarily hard because you've dealt with worse. That's like the most common theme with chapter 14. It's a lot of challenging shit, but you've dealt with worse. The boss is quite challenging, but you've dealt with worse. It's just everything in this chapter you've handled much worse than this, so really don't sweat it when you go to this chapter. Shit. So I'm trying to aim in the back of the head like that. Because there are a lot of enemies here, and if I can deal with a few of them beforehand, that would be sweet. Oh, he's aware. Oh, that's still so satisfying. I think that's going to trigger something. Yes. Oh. There's one. Oh dear. I'll never get sold. Can I make any more? I'm not sure which one to aim for. Oh no, he's close. Oh, that's the one I blew up. There he goes. See if we can get some criticals or miss. Or knock him back in the water, and what the fuck is he doing? I think he's the one I shot at the other arrow and I launched him miles back. I think he's just got stuck in the space. Oh. Why did he flinch back like that? Because I shot the alarm. Whoa. Jesus Christ, to fucking aim on the pistol though. I've mentioned it before how much I don't like the default aim for your pistol. It's so horrible. Let's get up here and deal with this guy. I'd like to think he'd drop some, but oh, for God's sake, there's more. It's not enough. Now we got enough. Let's get to somewhere like high up, so we, on one of these pieces here, because I don't like moving as slow as you do when you're not on these. Like when you're in the water, you proper slug the water. And oh, he's got a weapon. Ow. Where's the other one? I think yeah, there he is. Come on. Hopefully I'll be able to get to him in time. Yep. I'm going to do like a last second run around and see if there's anything we've missed. So this late in the game, going into an areas with little ammo is really a death sentence. They really expect you to have the ammo to hold out in this. I think that's all we're going to get though, unfortunately. We're going to have back on 0 for most of our weapons. More gel. Oh, on a crook. On the... Ah, screw it. There's one. Alright, never... Yeah. What the hell made him flinch? Oh, the guy shot him in the back. He flinched because he had the gunshot. I don't want to use another magnum ammo. When we've got so much health, I can tank this and just try and batter the shit out of him. Oh, we shot the enemy. That was sweet. Ah. I got the gel though, so I don't care. Got ya. Oh, there's another bomb. There is a bottle there, but I don't really see the point of using them at this point, at where we are now. I think there's an enemy in here as well. Yeah, there is, I can see him. Let's lure him out. Well, not necessarily out, but towards the explosives. Like so. Oh, there's more! I forgot those explosives don't care if you're encrouched or not, they go off anyway. Oh, there's another one there. Because I remember there being an angel statue around here somewhere as well, so I'm trying to keep an eye out just in case. Because I'm sure there's one around. Actually, it might be a little more ahead now that I think about it. Oh, there it is, there it is. I've got to actually get to it. One of those doors that we just passed will open by themselves once you come out here. Because they want to like to sort of show you where you are first. That's the train you're trying to get to. So you're actually quite close now, which is amazing to see. Here comes the enemy. There goes the enemy. Okay, that's the enemy that kicks the door down so you can actually get through. There's our key. I think that's like one of the last ones you can actually find in the game. But before we can actually get on the train, we've got to go into the Quells area. That's what that is here in front of us. It's why it gives us matches as well. So we're entering the Quells domain. And to be fair, the Quell's not so bad. Like, it has a nice like few sections that come up before the actual fight. And it's filled to the brim with these things though. No, I can't open that. Oh, there's a trap. I think the trap locks you off from this little section here because there's a lot of extra little loot. Then I don't know, I intentionally did not let the trap go off because traps are bad. Can I get it? Can I get it? Oh, for goodness sake. There's one. Come on, get close and put it in your head. There you go. I think there is more ammo around here somewhere. Like, I'm trying to be cautious because I know we're low anyway, but I know there's a lot of little secret passages in the Quell's domain that you can find, and most of them lead to ammo. Oh, poor guy. Oh boy, electricity. If you're careful with this, you can like, well, I say careful, more clever with it, you can lure a lot of enemies into it. I'm not sure if he comes alive. Well, if he did or not, his ragdoll physics certainly went haywire the moment I did set him on fire. There's a rat over there. the game tries to lull you into like a sense of security up until now, like of always checking the vents and that. But if you don't shoot that rat, it will run straight into a vent and get massacred. As a bit of a warning of don't do that anymore, which was a nice little touch. This is saying that Sever Sinister he hasn't heard a single word from Myra, and the police and such have finally accepted Myra as a missing persons case, but have refused to let him get involved. And it says that they think that he's a suspect, so that's why they don't want him involved. They think he's the reason his wife's gone missing. Oh dear. Sure, there's not actually that many more like hospital visits available to us. Like, there's a few more, but then after like one point it just stops, and when you go to like the door, the mirror won't be there, and it'll just be the book to save in. They won't let you into the Beacon Mental Hospital anymore. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, this is like this is sort of like your warning when you look at this.
Missing, but
she's gone, and you'll never see her again. That's sort of like the next big step, and there's only like one more that I can think of, like save point, and then after that, every time you go to a save point, there won't be the access to the Beacon Mental Hospital. It will just be a book to save your game in a room. Yeah, that's the sort of what the rat would go through. Once you've gone there, this is where you need to go next. And thankfully, our friendly enemy here helped us out. Shit. There we go. Well, a lot of the enemies are dropping gel, but not much of it. I'd rather like one or two enemies drop loads instead of every single enemy dropping a little bit. Because then all the ones that aren't dropping gel can drop other shit like ammo. Oh wait, he was scripted to die from the Quell. Oh, we just wasted a shot. Well, yeah, this is where they start showing the Quell more and more. The enemy's gone, just vamoosed. He got taken away by the Quell quite ferociously. Oh, this is more stuff back here. Even if you have to walk a bit more to actually get to it. And in this, like, water, it's really annoying actually. I can see the blood, there we go. I can see the blood particles, which is why I stopped to look around for the trap. Oh, there's another angel statue. It'd be all like pushing up the last like little batch of angel statues. Like, 'cause in chapter 15, I don't actually think there are any, because you can't actually use any of them. Oh, that's a lot more gel. So if every like fifth enemy dropped 1,000 instead of every enemy dropping 100, I'd be a lot happier, because then the ones that aren't dropping it could drop other stuff. But no, instead we're just getting little drops here everywhere. Whoa! Ah, did not see that. Thankfully, it only took like a smidge of health off. I do have some syringes. I might as well use one. You gotta lower the water level. If you get in the water when it's too deep, the Quell will pull you under, so don't go in it when it's deep like it is now. Just don't. What you do want to do though is try and connect these junction box fuses. because these will help for later on. Well, I'll say later on, it'll probably be the next part now, but it will help. The water. Don't get cocky and like dive in behind the water thinking, oh, it's lowering anyway. The Quell will still nab you. Wait for it to lower, then go in. There we go. You can see where the Quell's taken over, how everything is. It's probably used to be a nice calm sewers line, and now it's just the Quell's little hidey hole. Right, I think that enemy also gets taken by the Quell, but only when you get its attention, so let's pop the bottle. Yep. Where's this, like, more ammo? I'll never complain about that. Because there's a section coming up, and that can either go really smoothly or really horribly, and it doesn't take much to decide which way it goes, so I'm worried a little about how that will go when we get to it. Because we are literally just about to go to it. Yeah, it's this huge like corridor thing, but as soon as you get like the gear piece that's on the other end, like, the corridor's no longer this straight corridor here. It cuts getting all these zigzags because everything comes to life. And then the way of handling everything becomes a lot more interesting. You've got all these kinds of enemies everywhere that just want to fuck you up. And he's got the weird tentacle thing that will instant kill you, so no. There we go. I don't know if that'd be enough. No, of course it's not. Oh, he's got more bullets on him. Because there's a fair chance. He's quite far away. Oh, got him though. Oh, he took some bullets. He's still not... arrows even. He's still not dead. Still not dead. There we go. Christ alive, that guy was sturdy. That was the second piece, and that was disabled the electric, allowing us to pull a switch to lower the water in another section. But then all these start popping out, so you really can't. And that enemy's a bit close. There we go. A lot of new enemies will spawn in this section, and I don't know if I'll have enough ammo for all of it. I'll give it a go, but I'm not sure I have enough ammo for all of it, so I might have to run away. There we go. Yeah, this is the waterway you need to go down, and we kind of can't right now. Oh shit. Get off, you piece. Oh, I got a critical on one of the heads. I think there's another enemy around as well, which is kind of worrying. Oh, for fuck! Get off. Okay, I need to think of a new plan, because that was not going to work for much. Oh, it's dead anyway. Oh, never mind.